Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far podcast, Parks and Socials edition for the week of 1/13/24. We are going to talk today about John's experiences in the parks over the past week plus. And John, how did it go in the parks?
Yeah, it's been going pretty good. This time of year, I'm not big on going to the parks because Christmas crowds, New Year's crowds. Even this weekend, it's a 3-day weekend because Martin Luther King Day on Monday. So a lot of the kids have off. So it's been rough, but I've done a couple of interesting visits. So I will talk about that. And I just wanted to show you this. I like to show you a little bit of Florida life once in a while. This is a bird in my neighborhood that's huge.
It's a chicken hawk is what it looks like.
Is it?
Yeah.
People do have chickens. I was going to say, he's bigger than my dogs, of course. And he's not scared of me. I got very close to him, obviously. He's pretty much, he's watching me, but he's not scared.
They are not scared of people at all. They are aggressive with other birds. Like, they don't just go after chickens, they go after birds as a whole. But go ahead, what were you saying?
Well, that makes me feel a little better if that's what it is, because then later I saw something that looked just like him in the tree behind my house, and then my little dog on the thing just kind of sitting there, like looking down, like, So again, if he's mainly bird focused, it's probably not as scary.
It's mainly bird focused, but I wouldn't leave your dogs wandering around the yard too much.
Smaller ones, I don't. My bigger male, he does hang out there by himself sometimes, but he likes to be under a tree or sleep by the garage door. Like he likes to sit out in the sun a little bit. But it is scary that I sent my wife the picture of the bird behind him. I didn't put it on here, but I zoomed in on him, looked up behind him, and there's this big bird up in the tree. And my wife's reaction was, put him inside. I was like, I didn't leave him out there with a bird staring at him.
Yeah, they are pretty aggressive. And I actually had a picture that I was looking for of one right outside of my house, and I got within maybe 3 feet of, and got pictures of, it was a couple of years ago. But they don't, they are cold-blooded hunters. And
I love animals, and I love birds, but if my dogs were targeted by such a bird, I do happen to have a very nice Ruger pellet gun with a scope that I inherited that I would have to figure out how to use, I guess, because a pellet gun is enough to severely injure or take out a bird. And I would never, ever want to do that. But I have tiny little dogs. It can't be a hunting ground. I just can't. So if it's my dogs or the birds, I would reluctantly choose my dogs, even though I love the birds and don't want to see anything happen to them. But.
Yeah, I mean, specifically, and I can't find a picture, but anyways, it's the same bird, but it's specifically, I believe they're called hawks. And they are like in, rural areas, you see them a lot. Like I said, we call them chicken hawks around here. And I mean, they go after cats and they'll go after small animals, any kind of ground animals, and birds. They really like birds. So if you got a big flock of birds that have migrated, they'll be keeping eyes on those birds and looking for one that fell behind or fell out of a tree or something, But they like small game, I can tell you that much.
Well, my 2 smaller dogs, I stay out with them for the most part, but it just scares me that having Chihuahuas is difficult because birds it's too easy,
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that concludes our bird section.
that's our Jack Hanna. Concludes our Jack Hanna session.
When was this? Last Sunday, I decided to go to Universal. But my main focus of Universal was I was like, Universal's not a huge park. And so you don't posting ride stuff all the time. It's like there's only so many you can do. There's 365 days in a year. And I'm like, I need to visit some of the hotels again. So I got to Universal, went down by the Universal Studios side, and there is a pathway that leads to the Portofino Bay and Hard Rock Hotel. And this is a picture from that pathway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided I'm going to visit those hotels because it's been a while. I have stayed at both of them on vacation, but I haven't been there in a long time. So I don't know why this thing always seems way out of order for some reason. But here's a picture of the Hard Rock Hotel from the back. This is the back entry here.
Mm-hmm.
And because it wasn't, it was fairly cold, I was able to get a view of some of the pools. I did my best to not include people, as you can see, wherever possible, because I would not like somebody to come to my pool and putting video cameras at me. That's terrible. So again, it was a cold day, so I got to see some pool views without bothering guests. So, and here's a metal sculpture from the Hard Rock pool. They have a rotating guitar, which you can also see walking path, and it has lights on it. So I'm assuming at night it's a lit up guitar circling around. Like I said, I stayed at this pool, and one thing to note here is, it has a water slide, but there is rock music that plays under the water. So if you go under the water, you're going to hear music playing. One of those weird little things I remember from staying there. I think they do that at the Nemo pool at Art of Animation now too. But this was the first place I ever saw where they play music under the water. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, and on the trail that you're walking to go here, where is that in relation to the like Aventura? And
it is on the complete other side of the parks from it.
That's what I thought. So this goes on the other trail.
Yep. If you're looking at Universal Studios, Aventura and all that are to the left, very far away. These are to the right. So these are the two that are to the right. Hard Rock is the closest to Universal at a quarter mile. And I measured it while I was walking. It's a quarter mile to Hard Rock.
So this isn't
3/4 of a mile.
So this isn't the garden path that goes that way. This goes the other direction, right?
It looks very similar, though. It's a garden path, and it follows a canal, so you can take a boat there, too. Looks just like the other side, but they're not connected, though. Wait, are they connected? Oh, yeah, they are connected in the middle. Never mind. They go under the bridge. Yeah, okay. I didn't even think about it. This bridge here, they go under the bridge and they park you at City Walk, which is the same place you can get the boat and go to Portofino Bay in the what is it called?
Sapphire Falls.
Sapphire Falls, yeah. In the other direction, or Sapphire Falls or Royal Pacific.
Yep, that's right.
That direction, direction. Yeah, see, that's a good way to think of it. This canal is the same, and it links up to the one in the middle there. So
okay, perfect. Because I was trying to figure out the orientation of that, because I've taken that garden path a couple times to Cabana Bay, and going through there, I remember seeing Royal Pacific, or the signs for that, and the signs for Sapphire Falls, and of course Aventura and Cabana Bay are kind of on the same place. But I didn't remember seeing any signs for Hard Rock. And as you showed that, I was like, oh, that must branch off. I didn't realize it branched off in that other direction. So anyway, sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to, I just had that little earworm in my head there. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I was going to say it's always hard to find for some reason, but I had I did record the entire walk back in fast motion, but for some reason, when you go back with that stuff, it never seems to show up where you would think it is. But anyway, I definitely did that though. So, and that's when I timed it all too. So again, these are both resorts that are on the, you can walk or you can take the boat. I don't think they have bus service, because why would they if you can walk or take a boat? But maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they do or not. I mean, Cabana Bay does, but you don't get a boat at Cabana Bay.
Yeah. So yeah, here's a couple pictures of the lobby. I didn't do a lot of extensive walk through the resort. I just wanted a quick walk through from outside. Here's a chandelier made out of saxophones. They have a lot of pictures of famous rock people: Keith Richards, Jimi Hendrix. They have a shop in the lobby. They have another guitar out front, where a guitar fountain. So they're big on guitars because it's the Hard Rock Cafe. Mm-hmm. And when I stayed here, I always remember the rooms are very nice. The decor was like black and white, very plush, luxury, like very nice hotel. It's been a long time, but I stayed there twice, and I enjoyed it, but it's honestly not my favorite. Out of the three expensive ones, to me, I like it. It's number 3. But that's because I'm weird. I'm not into the rock theme. I like rock music, I guess, but I'm not like, oh, he's the best and he's the best. It's like, I'm just not that into the theme of it, you know. Mm-hmm. And there's memorabilia, stuff like that in the lobbies, and I'm just not I'm not a big rock and roll and not a big Hollywood fan either. So it's similar for the Hollywood cafe thing they had too. It's like I'm not that impressed by it. But a beautiful hotel though, and it is cool. The music they have blasting, you know, popular music all over the place from all different areas. Even here in the front, you can see Taylor Swift. There's an artwork of Taylor Swift, so they have newer stuff too. Like right there's Taylor Swift artwork, and then there's Jim Morrison from the Doors, and I don't remember. John Lennon was the other guy. It's like, I know who these people are. I'm with it enough to know that. And over here is some of the memorabilia, which is cool. But again, I'm not a huge enough fan to be like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. It's like, I'm just like, oh yeah. I didn't even bother to go look closer because I'm not that big into, there's Elvis on the, they got a lot of artwork. And you can see over here is the shop. So I didn't really go around in it too much, but you know how everybody loves their hard rock T-shirts and stuff. That's and then right outside through the lobby, this is off the lobby. If you walk straight through, huge patio out back, and the patio overlooks the pool area, which is also huge. That's one thing I could say about these hotels. They're on a big pieces of property.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get to the Portofino Bay, which I think is even bigger than this. Like it feels bigger, but you can see so many places to relax, to sit. Again, that's off the lobby. There's restaurants in here. There's bars. There's all kinds of stuff to do. There you can see the pool from above by the lobby a little bit. Let's see. This is something I always remember from being on vacation here. In the lobby, you go down, it says the kitchen. You go down the stairwell, which is a beautiful big stairwell. You know, it almost feels like you're in like an old European building or something. And the floors look like marble and the stairs and everything. But again, and here's like it almost looks like a religious picture, but it's like rock and roll themed instead. It's like, and down here is where you can leave. I didn't want to push through those people, but that was the way to leave. So I ended the video, then went back. But that's the way to get out to the walking path and the boat. So if you're in the lobby, go down the little kitchen where it says kitchen. You can pop right out the back, and you come out right here. And this takes you right to the walking path or the boats, whichever you like. And again, honestly, if you're staying at this resort, a quarter mile is not much on a theme park vacation. Honestly, I can outwalk that. By the time the boat comes and gets people, I would just be the quarter mile already. Because what's that going to be, like 5 minutes maybe? Probably. Because I could walk, if you walk slow and take pictures, I think 20 minutes in a mile is pretty reasonable. That's slow. That's like you're not in a hurry or anything, right? I feel like that's a pretty...
And that boat takes you right to Universal Studios, right? I mean, it lets off right there.
Right in the middle of City Walk. So you get out and you can go to either park. It's a similar distance to either. So, but anyway, that's the Hard Rock. I feel like this is my second favorite, but I've only stayed here once, but I really do like the Portofino Bay Hotel. It's an Italian theme, which I've never been to Italy, and I would love to, because I love the old architecture and stuff. But I feel like this is a very cute imitation of it. They have the boats in the middle. They make it look like, they make it look old. And I have to say, I'll see if the video is in here, but the lobby is beautiful, like the inside of this hotel. And what I noticed too is people don't talk about this hotel a lot. Like when I did hashtag Lowe's Portofino, said like 100 plus hashtag. It's like nobody, it's not real popular. And I'm like, I thought it was really cool. And let's see, this is the front of the hotel. It just kind of looks like a old building with some flags hung out, which is weird, but let's see, what is this one? No, that's not the one I was looking for. So this is from out front. If you arrive by car, there's Vespas parked out there. They're bolted to the ground, but Vespas, they got a fountain. I think you can see here a little bit of the architecture as you see like the building and stuff. Very pretty. Like that is, to me, that's really cool to see. Like I know it's not real Italian architecture or anything, and it's an imitation, but I find the whole thing nice. I love the archways, the columns everywhere, the floor, or the ground, beautiful tile work, brickwork. Again, you walk in and it just feels like look at these old pictures. And up here too, you can see a beautiful sconce in the ceiling with like sky painted in it, more big columns, beautiful marble flowers in the middle. And I think I separate this into two videos, but if you look here too, this is where they have stores and bathrooms, and it looks like you're in like a village, like outside. And you can see the lights up here too. Like when it's darker, it looks like lights are above, like you're in an outdoor area in Italy, I guess, somewhere. And again, this is shops and restaurants, and there's I think back here is some kind of ballroom or conference room. I didn't go any further back, but very beautiful. And that's the part I remember from here before when I went. That feeling of indoor outdoor, which is always something I say I love about Disney World, that feeling that are we outside right now? No, we're not. Look, it's a big skylight. feels like you're outside, but you're not. And I love that. And they continue that through that whole area. So I know some people might find that tacky, but to me, I think it's cool. Like I always think of that as, cool Florida thing. Stay at a themed hotel. Again, you're not going to stay here and go, did we stay at Marriott or Hilton or something? You were here when you're here, which that's themed hotels, which I love themed hotels. So, and this is off the lobby too. This is a very, very high end area. It feels like you're in like some super fancy place where you shouldn't touch anything. There's a carved wooden horse in the middle, and very cool pictures and stuff. And here's a look at the sconce. I angled it up a little bit. I think it's a real skylight in the middle, but then purple sky with cloud painting surrounding a real skylight in the middle. It's like very cool. And I feel like this hotel is very, very big too, because when you go down here, I don't remember what it's called, like a palazzo or something, but down here they have restaurants, quick service, sit down. They have a Starbucks, they have shops, and it's all in the back of it. And again, it's a big open area. Feels like you're in, well, I assume it feels like you're in Italy. I haven't been, but to somebody like me, it feels like close enough. So anyway, that's all back here. You can see these are all like shops and stuff along the bottom, and restaurants and entryways into the hotel. Because again, it's a big sprawled out hotel. And as you walk across, you can see, I don't know why they do this, but it's kind of cool. There is a zero entry into the lake here, or the water. Well, you can't swim in it or anything, but you walk up and look, you can just walk right in. Like, I wonder how many kids start to run over there and just go, shh. I mean, I didn't see any, but I thought that's pretty cool. You just
That is cool. Yeah. Aren't they worried about gators or anything, snatching kids or something, maybe?
I don't think so. Well, the gator couldn't hide that close. That's the
true.
Part. The gator's couldn't hide close enough to jump, because he'd be further in, you'd have to wade in pretty far. But again, that is really cool. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, you got the Venetian boats out there. It kind of reminds you of like what you'd see in Venice or something. But that's why I thought it would be interesting, because again, nobody talks about this hotel.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone cover this hotel ever. This is the first I've seen any coverage at all of this hotel. I've seen the Hard Rock, I've seen Sapphire Falls. I've never seen this.
So you saw that area. Now here, in this big open area here, let me see what this even is. Yeah, in this big open area here, if you go off to the right, it looks like you're again walking into it looks like you're walking it down like a alleyway. Like, again, I've never been to Italy, but this looks like an old Italian road to me, or close enough for theming, right? Mm-hmm. It's very well themed. Like, you're walking back here, it's like, if I showed you this and said, where am I? You'd be like, I don't know. Is it this country? I'm not sure. Like, that's very cool. And yeah, look, this area here is really cool. And I honestly didn't know what it was. I stayed here years ago now, probably at least 7 or 8 years ago, maybe I stayed here. And when I did, my memory is not real great, so I can't remember where everything is. But I mean, doesn't that look old too? Like, it looks like old stairs and just. And when you look out too, they have manicured grounds that look like gardens for no reason, just manicured and sitting there. But here's another thing. Luckily, before I left, I found the pool. Pool is beautiful. Look at that. It's a beautiful pool. I get closer, You can see it looks like an old ruin there. That's where the water slide is, up in there. Let's see. There's where the water slide comes out. A little view of the pool. And there's some zero entry around there too, and lots of sand and stuff too. Just I remember now. I was very impressed by this pool when I was there. Very nice pool. Very nice area back there too. And again, I never see anything on it really. It's just not something you see a lot. There's one of the fountains in the tower above the pool. But yeah, just up here is the slide. And again, just the theming, spectacular. And, I have a soft spot for theming. Mm-hmm. And the lack thereof at Disney lately. It's like this hotel has theming to spare. And again, someone who's from Italy or travels there all the time would probably say, this is fake. Look at this. This is not. But it's a hotel theme, not perfection, but very cool. I appreciate it. I love the colors. I love the architecture. I appreciate it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Wait until you go into the Boardwalk Hotel next time and look at the carpet that is no longer there.
I heard that it's basically they've been replacing it with IKEA furniture. And just,
wow. It's a shame.
But yeah, this gives you a little idea. Here's a sign of where everything is. So there's a bunch of hotel wings, but then there's the Trattoria del Porto. I think that's somewhere to eat. Mama Della's Ristorante, obviously somewhere to eat. Bice or Beachy or whatever, Ristorante. Thirsty Fish, Sal's Market Deli, Starbucks, Gelateria, Splendido Bar and Grill, Mandara Spa and Fitness Center, Beach Villa Pools, Hillside Pool. So there's another pool I didn't even see. Boat Dock and Garden Walkway. It's like, there's a lot of stuff around here. This is a big hotel. Like here you can see an overview of it. That's a lot of stuff going on there.
What an amazing property. I cannot believe all the restaurants and places to eat, the pools. How has this escaped everyone's attention,
Yeah, I am not sure. Because and again, if you walk from Portofino Bay to Universal, this is how long it took me. If it'll allow me to show you. It will not. I'm going to hit refresh. It took me 27 minutes, but I stop a lot. So that's an exaggerated walking time because I was taking pictures, I was stopping, I was doing a lot. So although, I don't know how fast everybody walks, but I know I typically walk faster than that, Oh, no, it's not. It's 16 minutes. That makes sense then. Perfect. I thought it said 27 minutes. But no, 3/4 of a mile, 16 minutes. That's how long it took me to walk from Portofino Bay all the way back, like where the pool is, to Universal. 3/4 of a mile. It seems like a long for some people. The amount you walk in a theme park in a day, that's nothing. If you're a Disney person, this is probably, just walking to get in the entry at one of the parks. They make you go here, then there, and zigzag, and you probably go 3/4 of a mile before you can enter. So again, I think it's nothing, but you can get on a boat and relax and ride too. The boats are nice here. I haven't taken them in years, but they're very nice.
The walkway, by the way, is very beautiful. I mean, it's lush, it's green. You have pictures of it right there. There's some sections, and depending on, at least the other walkway where the gardens are. Here, because of the time of year, you're not going to see the flowers or anything like that. But, sometimes you see like really large flowers, beautiful, just beautiful grounds.
Yeah, there were too. I don't think I got it on the way there. there were there's a butterfly garden too on the way
Mm,
there that if you
mm,
cut through, they made it where it's all butterfly stuff. But it was a cold day, so there's no butterflies out. I didn't go through it. But anyway, 27 minutes is what it was, and that's for 3/4 of a mile. Hard Rock, I did the timing when I walked past the Hard Rock just so I can get an idea. So it's about a 1/4 mile from the park to Hard Rock, which is probably about a 5-minute walk. So
mm-hmm.
5 or 6 minutes, you'd be there. So then from there, I was going to go to the other hotels too, which are a longer walk and even further
Mm-hmm.
out, and many more hotels. But it was already 3:22, and I'm like, well, it gets dark around 5 something. I'm not going to be able to cover most of these in the light, so I'm like, I think I'm going to save that for another day. So I went into the parks because it was getting close to 4 o'clock, and I rode the Incredible Hulk, which we can see here, and I rode Velocicoaster. So, and I was by myself here. So again, I used my express pass to ride this, and it was a good ride. I looks like I'm near the back, and then on Velocicoaster, I decided to go all the way to the back just for fun. Let's see where. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Velocicoaster from. And there we go. Gives you an idea of what Velocicoaster looks like from the back row.
Excellent roller coaster, by the way.
Don't ask me how I snuck my phone in because I did not.
I didn't say it. I didn't say anything. I did not want to
Somebody,
stir up
always
controversy.
There are ways that you can do it, and they do not allow loose items, and they do not allow any item that will set off the metal detector. But if you can find a combination of things that are not loose and that do not set off a metal detector and meet all the criteria, you can do it. As of now, if I tell everybody exactly what I do, then within no time, they will look for that and stop it because they'll say it's causing problems. Too many people are fumbling things around, taking things off in the ride, whatever. Your best bet, honestly, is get a pair of
glasses,
Ray-Ban
camera glasses. Yeah,
they're good ones. They have stabilization. They look very good. That's your best bet. But if you lose them, just be prepared because if you drop them or they fly off your face, whatever they cost, you lose. If you're all right with that, I heard the new Ray-Ban ones are great, so I would do that. That's probably the best way. And again, I need my glasses, so whether mine are Ray-Ban or not, if I don't wear them, I'm not going to see much on the ride. Anyway, I did those 2 rides. Oh, and by the way, I don't use glasses on my video recording anymore. Or maybe I do. I don't, but I
maybe.
But I have. But anyway, I did a couple rides and then I headed home. I actually spent a good amount of time at Universal that day. Legacy store closed.
I heard that they're doing something in there, right?
Epic Universe Preview Center. So I'm fine with that because Epic Universe Preview Center is awesome. I wanted to show you just a couple of these too. These are on my Instagram account. They are taken by Peaceful Thrill Seeker. I helped him edit a couple of these, but just to take a look, you can see Nintendo Land. This is Epic Universe. There is the entry portal to Nintendo Land. Very cool. And let's say here is the entry portal to the new Wizarding World with the what do you call it? That wand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it was called something though. It's the Elder Wand, I think.
Mm.
Anyway, here is How to Train Your Dragon entry portal right here. It's not; these aren't finished yet, but they're coming along. Like you can see the dragon and the top of it there. The statues are in the bay. There's boats back there. So that's 3 of them, and we still need the 4th. I think I have it. Where did I do with the 4th? There it is. This is Universal Monsters, where you can see the electric bolt thing. This is the entry portal. So very cool. And again, these aren't mine. Peaceful Thrill Seeker. He collaborated with me on my Instagram if you want. I don't know where else he is, but Peaceful Thrill Seeker. He is a drone pilot. I would love to get these myself, but there is real things of getting your drone pilot's license and all this and that.
There's regulations around it, yeah. I mean, it's gotten more tightly regulated over the years.
And that's my thing. He always puts an acknowledgement on there that everything was done by the book and legally.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, they're not my pictures, so if they are, it's not my thing anyway. But I have no reason to think that he would not be honest with it, and he literally puts a disclaimer on everything.
That picture, go back to that. Not the one that you just did, but the one next to it. Go to the next one. Nah, the other side. Okay, this is you showed a close. Yeah, that one right there. Look how big that. Look at the size of the show building and how big the actual ride building is for whatever that's going to be.
This is something at Universal Monsters where this is
man
Science Castle. It's like the Haunted Mansion, though. It's a giant ride building.
Check that out. I mean, that one building looks like it's 2 levels. So that ride is going to have maybe 2 levels or have a massive show, a massive show piece inside of there, like a big room of some type. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be great. So, but again, if you want to keep up on that, he did a reel too, going over all this stuff, like flying over it and stuff. So again, he collaborates on my Instagram, but he doesn't have to, so better to follow him directly.
Yeah.
We're not officially affiliated in any way. He's just a nice guy that shares his stuff with me. So let's see, on Wednesday, this one will be very quick. We went to Animal Kingdom. The reason I went to Animal Kingdom was my Facebook's been doing great. As always, Expedition Everest is the best one on there. And so I'm like, I haven't had Expedition Everest at night in so long. The park closes at 6 and sunset is 5:42. I'm like, if I wait and do that last, I should be able to get a good video of that at night. So I'm like, let's do it. And we got there, it closes at 6. We got there at 4:25. So we had approximately 1.5 hours to ride things. So I walked through the Tree of Life Garden just to get a Facebook video. Did a quick 3-minute walk through there. Checked Starbucks for any new coffee mugs for my wife to collect. We didn't really see any, but then we went to the safari. I wanted to say this guy was in front of me for 5 minutes. As you can imagine, very loud, hard wheels like a shopping cart just going right through. And again, he was there and there and there. And I'm like, I said, I remember this guy named Walt who really hated when you'd make a scene and take everyone out of
Immersion. Mhm.
out of the scene, you know. And I'm like, I think he would probably say, I think we need rubber wheels for these things, you know, like the blow up kind that absorb sound and you can kind of, you know, not make a scene.
Or
Man,
backstage, or like move
that would be even
backstage.
better. But if you can't do it for whatever reason, these are not wheels meant for outdoors. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all right, that's no big deal. Then I kept going, got it again. They have these all over, just, and I'm like, all right. And then I said, yay, 5 minutes for safari. So that's where I went. Safari. Um, it was a good. Uh, it was a good
Look at the
safari.
lions. I've actually been on
Yeah,
that ride about that time and heard them actually growling and howling.
yeah,
It's
we did that
awesome.
too. But yeah, we caught him walking around. Unfortunately, they sat us with other people, so we were stuffed away from the side of where most of the animals are, which I was
He
disappointed in because there was only two. There was only, you know, there was no wait at all, so they could have gave us our own row, but you know, maybe they're going to send some people home, or who knows. But anyway,
beautiful,
a good
beautiful lion.
safari.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, I want to do dinosaur and I want to do Everest. I want to do dinosaur because they keep talking about it closing. I know it's not yet, and it may be years, it could be months, who knows. So we walked past Everest, and I'm like, all right, the sun's starting to go down. You know, it's getting to be sunset. We did dinosaur. It was an uneventful ride, meaning it was good. I got all the way in the back row, which I was like, oh no, this isn't good for recording. I'm in the back row. And then I said, well, maybe I'll make the best of it. Since nobody's behind me, I can hold my phone up above everybody else. And it turns out it was a really good recording. Very bright, very clear. Like it was good. And I didn't bother anybody because it was over my head and I was the last person in the row. So I was happy. I'm going to try to get whatever I can of recordings of dinosaur just to have them for later. So, but anyway, it worked out well, and I was surprised at how well you could see the stuff. Like there, you can actually see them.
Hmm.
That worked out well. Then I told my wife, I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to ride Everest twice because I want a front row at as dark as I can get it to put on Facebook and TikTok because you know I got millions of views on that. I was like, that is a money maker. I need to get that. So I said, for now, let's ask for the back. So I'll do a back at sunset, last row, just for fun, and we did that. So here is the Everest pulling up. You can see the back row there. So we rode it. We rode the back row. You can see here sunset, dark. And then we went out and waited a little bit. And then I came back in and I heard them tell somebody, we're not taking requests now because it's close to closing time. So I couldn't ask for the front row. So I didn't because I heard him say it to somebody else. I decided to go in a third time and I'm like, there's nobody, they're running partially full trains. I said, I'm going to ask. I went in and asked, and the guy said, well, we really can't, you know, we're not supposed to. And then he goes, but it's your lucky day because the next one, he goes, row one. I was like, thank goodness. I started walking down. A lady stopped me and said, 12. And then the people behind me, she said, row one, because 12 was, they got skipped for some reason. It was empty. And so I ended up at 12. I already had unusable footage from being behind people on the last one. And I was like, never mind. I said, I'm getting out of line. I just left. I'm like, again, they don't have to let me do anything. It's not a big deal, but yeah, here's what I had on the last one. And you'll notice what the problem is. See this?
Yeah.
No
You
offense.
always run into that, always.
No offense, because I'm not I'm follically challenged myself, but
Yeah.
that does so bad on social media. Like
Yeah.
nobody likes to see a bald guy in front of you. They just don't. And I'm like, well,
That's
you
why I
know.
always wear my hat anyways.
But so anyway, I just got out of line, but I was this close to it working out, and then the lady was like, "Nope, 12," and I'm like, I said, "All right, I'm gonna leave now. I didn't want to make my wife wait to ride for no reason. I just rode it twice." So anyway, I was very disappointed at that. But on the plus side, I got to walk through the queue, and there was people behind me, so I couldn't like stop. But I got to walk through the whole queue and record it. So I thought that was cool. When I got home later, I thought to myself, I could have got in line at exactly 6 and just stood around in there, made sure nobody's in front of me, and walked so slow that by the time I get up there, I'm the only one on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done that, and I should have, because that would have been hilarious. That I show up at like 6:05 when they think they're done, and it's like, oh, one more guy's in the queue. It's like, guess I'll take the front seat, right? It's like, and that would have been awesome because I could have turned around too and said, riding Everest by yourself. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been huge. But I thought of it when I got home.
I've ridden, you remember, October for the 50th anniversary when I did that crazy, like all 4 parks on that day. That last time I rode it, there might have been 2 people on that in front of me, and I was in the back row. And boy, what a great experience. That was so fun. You're going to have to do that. I didn't do it on purpose, by the way, but you'll have to try that sometimes.
I wonder what they would have done, though, because they're going to know. I just got done asking, that I get out of line, and then they're going to know what I was up to. They're going to look and be like, they're either going to say, touche and let me have it, or they're going to be like, this joker's not getting. No, they'll be like, the ride's closed now. It's too late. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's things they could do. Being like, sorry, we ran the last train. They got a lot of leeway. So if they think I didn't do it on purpose, they're definitely going to let me, probably. But if they know that I'm trying to outsmart them,
yeah,
they might just be like, no dice, buddy. The ride's closed for the day. And I'll be like, oh, almost. But anyway, yesterday went to first day of the Festival of the Arts. I usually don't do that, but it's my wife's birthday. She wanted to go. She's like, oh, I'd love to go to see it. And so we did. It was a little bit of an overcast day, but very nice artwork. As always, you can see, nice pictures, nice artwork. They had this guy up there painting. And honestly, nothing real revolutionary about the day. Of course, I couldn't get Guardians because I was like second late in the morning, and so I gave Disney even more of my money and bought it because my wife wanted to ride Guardians and my daughter on her birthday. So I gave Disney another $50 to ride Guardians because I'm dumb, I guess. But my wife and daughter, for the first time, saw the new middle part. They were not impressed at all. They were like, 6 years? Like, what the heck is that? So it was not really crowded there at all. There's still people wanting to see Walt, but and again,
there's not much like there to look at, right?
No, not really. So yeah, here's a look at some of the artwork. I noticed the prices seem to have gone up even more than before. Like I can't believe the amount of stuff that we look at, and it's like, oh, this painting, it's $18,000. And I'm like, huh? Like it wasn't long ago that I would look and they'd be like, this painting is $2,000. I'd be like, oh my. And now they're like, oh, this one's 10 and this is, and I'm like, I don't know who these things are for, but it's getting crazy. So anyway, when I was at home, I pre-ordered my Figment popcorn bucket, which you can order just like you do mobile ordering food. So you have to choose a time, you pay for it on your phone, and then you hit the button. And then when you get there, you say, I'm here, and you go and get it. So I did that at home. And when we got there, you can see here is some of the Figment button boxes. They have lights. You see them glowing there. They actually have,
Oh,
they actually light up too.
yeah, that's really cool.
Here you can see a cast member. Yeah, there's two different lights that you can do. It opens up there. You can change the batteries. They're just AA batteries instead of throw it away when the batteries stop working. So
It's got to be the coolest one I think I've seen yet.
yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah, there you can see it, and you can see them all lining up there. I have a feeling they have a lot of them.
Yeah, they probably came.
But
They were prepared for this one.
yeah, and I didn't buy anything else from the festival really this time. I just kind of, it's so crowded on the first day. My daughter waited for a drink at France, and the line went around and around. It probably was like 20 minutes just to get a drink. So I'm not into that kind of waiting, so I didn't do it. On the way out, I did notice though, here I'm leaving. This is the Odyssey, and I noticed, look who's up there. You can see,
Yeah, there he is.
like there's Figment, in 3D form instead of just painted on the wall at least. So then we did Guardians, and you probably might already know, but the last time I did it, they were having a lot of problems with these rooms and the walls, and we had to keep going back and forth. This time it opens up and the walls are already up. There's no transport and the lights go out. And this was in the process of breaking the last time, meaning I had to go in and back out and they couldn't get it to work right. And then they did. Now they just turned off the effect. So good job again. It's really lasting. B mode,
Wow.
So it's in B mode. So you're not, they say you're teleporting, but you're already in the room. So that effect is kind of not there right now. So then I did row 9. We got Iran. And row 9 is cool because row 9 flips around. I'll show you here. At this point, row 9 flips around, and then you're row 1 temporarily as you get blasted off. You're row 1, and then it turns you around again, and then you're back to being row 9.
Yeah.
But
I've probably rode in row 9 more because I'm a single rider all the time, more than just about anybody has ridden in row 9.
And you can see the popcorn bucket here. It comes with the colorful popcorn, which I love, but my doctor says I'm not supposed to eat that. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we walked around some more. Here's Prince Eric and Ariel getting married. And look, Ursula's not dead. She's back there watching. So maybe they didn't actually kill her in the cartoon. I thought they did. But I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through, so who knows. Now from here, it was my wife's birthday, so she wanted a steak. We reserved the Yachtsman Steakhouse because we never ate there before. I heard it was good, so I was like, all right, let's eat there. It has the standard stuff that she typically likes. So we walked, and we got to park here too. So around 3 o'clock or 3:30 when we got there, we parked at the yacht club, then walked to EPCOT, and then we did our stuff, walked back. And the reason is we wanted to watch the fireworks. So at the end of the night, a lot easier to leave from there. But it did cost me $300 for dinner. So it's not exactly is that worth not parking at EPCOT? No, it's not. But anyway, my daughter and her friend went. So, when you're paying $60 a person, the more the merrier, right? Yeah.
You're saying that through gritted teeth, so I don't know.
No,
you're trying to maintain a smile. That's
I like to have people there. It's fine. But anyway, the Yachtsman Steakhouse. We never ate there. This is basically the menu. We did get this starter because it sounded really good. The beef carpaccio. We really didn't like it that much once we got it. My wife didn't touch it, but my daughter, her friend, and I were like, "That sounds good. We could split that."
Mm-hmm.
All four of us got the 8-ounce filet mignon because I just like that at Disney. It's always very, very, very good. And they say 8 ounce, but it always seems so big. It's like, I don't know. It seems much bigger than 8 ounce, but if you're going to spend at least that, you might as well just get it. And it was very good. My wife has an allergy, so she got carrots instead of the mashed potatoes that comes with it. She did enjoy hers. She brought half of it home, which now I want to eat it because I'm hungry right now. This is what mine looked like. I changed mashed potatoes for green beans because my doctor says I shouldn't eat too many potatoes. I did eat a roll though. I was already eating it, but I thought to myself, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be eating rolls. But the rolls
you're going to be in trouble.
And they brought out roasted garlic, which you can spread that like butter. It pops out of the thing, and you can spread real roasted garlic on there and butter, salted butter, roasted garlic. Very good bread. My wife's bread was not as good. It's like the people with allergies tend to get this thawed out, dried up bread that's not so great. So she ate it, but this is that appetizer that I said we sounded much better than it tasted.
It looks good.
You might like it. My only guess was I have an unsophisticated palate when it comes to fancy foods. Mm-hmm. This is like thin cuts of steak and Parmesan cheese and a bunch of other stuff. And it tasted all right, but the coldness of it kind of throws me off. And I was like, I ate, I think, 2 or 3 pieces of it. My daughter started to eat one and didn't even eat that. And her friend ate a couple pieces, or like 3 pieces of it. So.
I was going to say, there's some artichokes on there, some sea salt. Yeah.
Of course, I'm not allowed to zoom in. But
yeah.
Yeah, here it is in video. I guess not. But anyway, it was all right. But $17, I didn't like it that much. My daughter didn't like it that much. We weren't really big fans of it. The steak at Disney, I can say, is always good. Here you can see it cut. The steak, you can see how tender it is.
You cut it with a butter? You're cutting it with a butter knife. My goodness, look at that.
So, yeah, that is good steak. I ate every bit of that steak, and it was so good. And I could probably go on a keto diet if I had a chef cooking me $60 steaks for every meal. I'd be like, yeah, I'll live. I'm still hungry. Another steak. Another steak. Anyway, we thought the steaks were great. Potatoes were great. I liked the green beans. Very salty, but good though. I ate every one of them. They were great. My wife said the carrots were all right, but they especially made them for her because, allergies. She said the steak was great, but overall, we paid with tip about $300 for this, and we paid less at Boma because there is no appetizer at Boma. So and drinks were included. So overall, Boma, this was like $250 with a pass holder discount for the four of us. All four of us were at Boma, and we probably paid a little over $200. So it was about $50 cheaper at Boma. That includes dessert, salad, appetizer, soup, meat, anything you want, all you can eat. So I had to say when we were done, like my wife said, it's good. We probably won't be back anytime soon. It's very expensive. It's a nice steak, but probably won't be back anytime soon. And so I tried the Yachtsman Steakhouse, and it's okay. I think there's better places to spend your money for somebody like me that's cheap. But again, my plate was 100% clean when I was done. But again, the difference would have been like something like Boma. You can try stuff. There's so much more variety to it. It's very cool. But again, great food, great location. We walked back to try to watch fireworks then. And you can see it's just beautiful. Like the area is just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like as you walk out. So we walked back, looked at some more art stuff. This is the drink that my daughter waited 20 minutes for at France.
Wow.
I tasted it. It was pretty good.
Is it the champagne, like a champagne drink?
I think so. It's like a slushy champagne. No, it's not champagne. I forget. Some kind of alcohol in there, though. And yeah, I looked at some pretty cool artwork. And I always like they have the Star Wars artwork at the one tent where they do a lot of reflection stuff. Like they do you can see it's mostly original stuff.
I love that. I love that. Empire.
I like the reflections in there.
I love it.
I don't know. According to the new movies, this guy's a dirtbag that just went back to his way.
Yeah, well,
this guy's not as nice as we thought. He wouldn't even kill Darth Vader, but he would try to murder his own nephew in his sleep over a dream. And Vader killed entire planets. So I don't know. This guy's kind of lame too. Apparently, according to the new movies, you got loser. Not around anymore, loser. It's like, kind of makes me not as interested. But when I was a kid, though, I'm like, man, Luke was a whiny little guy and turned into a Jedi master. I was like, anybody could do it. Can do it, But I don't know now. I don't think so. But I love that one too. Darth Vader using the Force to grab one of the rebels.
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
love that. Love it.
There's an Obi-Wan.
I love that too.
I like that stylized version of him.
Yeah.
Although now it's not really him. It's Princess Leia was fighting for him. I heard based on the new stuff. He's not really as good as we thought. It was mostly other people who.
So that's the Sir Alec Guinness Obi-Wan on Tatooine with sand people, and that ship is called a T-16 Skyhopper. That's how much of a geek I am. And there's Return of the Jedi.
Here's the good guy.
Yeah,
he's still around, and his daughter's awesome. She's the best. Don't worry about it. Everything that happened didn't really happen. Darth Vader
Yeah.
didn't kill. He didn't reject the dark side, and he wasn't really saved. It was all just nothing. Don't worry about it. And I don't know who this is, but the person from Frozen was singing songs, so that was cool. We stopped for a few minutes to listen. I'm not a Broadway guy. I don't live by Broadway anymore, so I don't go very often, but that's cool. Looked at some more merchandise from Festival of the Arts for this year. I like the way they have all the pavilions.
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
love that.
Cool. This
Very
is a pass
nice.
holder show, I think, now.
Yeah.
Pass holder exclusive. And let's see, just some more artwork. And we did ride I was going to say El Rio de Tampa, but no, Three Caballeros.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty good. Now, here's where the problem came in. We found a decent spot to watch Luminous. It's a shame you can't hear it. There was this big group of bros from, pretty sure, Penn State. So
Oh, great.
bad on you. Absolutely horrible. They were drunk. They were yelling. I had a decent spot. Immediately as it started, they jammed in front of me and then pushed back. And there was about 12 of them. People to the left of me were literally saying, some people are here to watch this, like yelling at them, some of us are trying to watch this. At the end, the one older guy to my left said something like, have a good night, you like effing D-bags or something like, and
Wow.
I saw some looks come back from them. They didn't do anything, but it was a big group of drunken bros that looked like they were like, ugh. And again, if I wasn't 5'7", old, with nothing but my wife, in a perfect world, they went far enough that they would deserve whatever they get. But again, what am I going to do? Get banned for life from Disney? It's like they were awful. And every single time a firework exploded, the guy would scream, go, ah, ah. They blocked children behind them. They did not allow anybody to enjoy it. This is the first time my wife saw it, and I'm like, did you like it? She goes, I don't even know. She's like, all I heard was guys talking and yelling, and they kept going at her and then backing up into her more and backing up. And it's like, at one point the guy yelled, we love you, Walt. And then the other guy said, but not your values or something. And I'm like, who are these people? I'm like, this is absolutely terrible. But again, it's Friday night. I'm at EPCOT. It's probably done. Like I can't expect that it's going to go well, but I don't like the show enough to keep trying. So how many, super late nights am I going to do trying to see something? But I can tell you from Canada area, beautiful spot. You can see that's the barge in the middle where everything happens. Perfect spot is Canada. But again, there's probably going to be a group of drunk people that screams in your ear, pushes you out of the way, steps in front of your kids, whatever. But that's EPCOT. So it's an awesome place to get drunk on Fridays and cause a ruckus. So anyway, that is it for social media, or for the parks. So hour and 9 minutes. That's a good one.
Yeah. So now on to your social media then. Anyhow, you spoiled it, John.
I'll tell you a little bit. Instagram, 240,000 followers. That number makes me feel important. I'm not. But it makes me feel. And 10 million likes. I like that. A nice round number. So, So I have 10 million likes, 240,000. Instagram, I'm at 151 on my Disney Instagram. And let's see, on my Universal, I am at 150. So Disney surpassed Universal it's been pretty slow overall. There's a couple that hit, and this is not the first time that I did it, but the sci-fi dining. Every once in a while, I post the time where I walked past, and it just blows up. And I did it again, 1.3 million. I
Man.
walked through the sci-fi dining. It's like, man, that's not hard to do. But I did want to point out. Let's see. On Facebook, I'm up to 87,000 followers. This is for Disney, and 151.8 on Instagram. And then on Universal, I'm up to 15,000 followers on Facebook and 150. I wanted to show you for the third month in a row, like it went like this, but I've been hovering around 30 million in reach. Engagement, 2.3 million. And I was mentioning before the show, I would challenge any of the big sites. Like, I'd like to see what they do, because I've been looking at the ones who have millions of followers. I seem to have better numbers than them post to post, weirdly enough. And it's probably only temporary, but man, even at 30 million, I'm not important enough for an invite yet, but maybe someday.
Well, see what you can do about that, maybe.
Yeah, but that's it for social media. I mean, I was going to say too, Facebook has been paying good money. Instagram has been paying absolutely zero. So I would say it's mostly dumb luck that somehow it took me 6 years to build this up, and it's worthless as far as money goes or anything else. Like, I don't get free items. I don't get anything. I just got work for here. Facebook blows up and actually pays me, and they blew up in a few months. Probably last like 3 or 4 months. I guess that's dumb luck, but if you've been following a while, you'd notice I went from Instagram paying me to TikTok paying me, now Facebook paying me. They don't overlap much, but it's been something, because I got a lot of what do they say, pans on the burner or something, like a lot of things going. And but right now, TikTok is still paying me, probably less than half of what they were, but still a significant amount. So I'm making decent money on TikTok. I'm making good money on Facebook. I'm making nothing on Instagram. So I don't know how that works exactly, but I just wanted to mention too, I don't think they let you see anything, but here's a good example. I have 151,000 followers, and I got, let's see, 400. Well, I got like 400 likes there, but yeah, the amount of people that can see this, it's probably about maybe like 2,000 people or something. So just remember, the size of your followership doesn't mean much. Instagram's going to look at this and say, do people really like it? We don't think so. So we're not even going to show it to your follower. And that happened with this. This one did great, 3,000. This one goes to 500, almost 3,000 again, 400. It's like, it's up to them now. Like it's completely up to them how well your video will do, or picture. And again, if I had 500 followers or 50,000 followers, I think that matters. But once you get like above like 10,000, it's completely random. You might have 10,000 followers and have better reach than me. As a matter of fact, I've been helping an account that had around 18,000 followers. I started posting for them too. They are almost at 2 million accounts reached in the last uh, 28 days or 30 days, similar to mine. I have like 8 times more followers, but that doesn't mean anything. So it's all good.
Wow.
Just that's good proof that my videos bring, regardless of size, as long as, like I said, there is a threshold. Until you get to a certain size, they're just not going to show you to almost anybody for the most part. It's like TikTok. You'll have like 200 views no matter what. And you just get stuck in that cycle. But once you're a certain size, though, it doesn't really matter anymore. But so anyway, my social media is going well, but every time I see people get media invites, when I eclipse them in every single possible way on every single possible platform, after a while, I'm like, wait a minute, this is getting weird. But again, I also haven't tried, so I guess I should try.
Yeah, gotta get that media kit out there. So,
and that is it.
All right. All right, John, where can they find you online?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, SeeWDW on Instagram and Facebook. But I recommend SeeWDW on Facebook because I have been focusing the most there. That gets everything my Instagram gets, plus added long form videos every day, because that actually is rewarding me back and making it to people. So that is my current focus, as you can see by my giant engagement and reach numbers.
Yeah, there it is. That should get you an invite, actually, is what it should do.
Yeah, well, I got to stand in front of stuff and
then point and stand in front of other people's videos and go.
Oh, that'd be even better. They'd send me a free gift box and a media invite.
Probably true. All right. You can find me at The Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat on all the socials, and that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.